All right, guys, welcome to another live stream. Welcome to another live stream. Happy Wednesday. Happy Wednesday. All right, in today's live stream, we'll go over the market, see what the market did today, any financial news, look at crypto, stocks, and then we'll play some chess. Let me make sure my mic is working. Give me just a sec. Uh, Live stream will go over the market, see what the market did today, any financial news, look at crypto, stocks, and then we'll play some chess. Let me make sure my mic is working. Give me just a sec. All right, looks like mic is working. Looks like the live stream is good. Okay, so let's take a look at the markets. So first we have stocks and equities. It says the SPY is trading at $661.10, down about 0.33% today. It says U.S. stocks are under pressure, slipping modestly. The S&P 500 is down 0.3 to 0.4%. NASDAQ and the Dow are also in the red. So it looks like pretty much a red day today for stocks. It says the market is digesting remarks from Fed Chair Powell, who flagged that equity valuations look fairly high valued, adding to investor caution. Yes, so there was a lot of people talking about what Fed Jerome Powell said the other day when he was speaking, and he mentioned this thing about how he believes the market looks overvalued. And I think before he stated that the Fed doesn't participate or has anything to do with how the market is doing, right? So I guess it was a shock to the market that he commented on the stock market or asset valuations being too high. So he kind of let that slip, or I don't know if it was intentional, but the markets didn't like it. And apparently, when we cut interest rates, assets go a lot higher. So if he's saying that the market or asset valuations are too high, that means he could be suggesting was it a one and done interest rate cut for September, and then we may not get one in October. I don't think that's the case. I think we still get one in October, and I think we get another one in December. But the markets didn't like his comments, apparently. Okay, so it says on the earnings front, Micron delivers strong results, but is still seeing stock weaknesses, perhaps due to lofty prior gains. Okay, so it says lithium. America's nearly doubled after reports of potential U.S. government investment in its lithium projects. Yeah, I feel like anytime the government invests in a certain company, the stock shoots up pretty high. We've seen it with Intel when the U.S. government took a 10% stake in Intel, and the stock went up, I think, to $35. And then shortly after, we had that NVIDIA partnership, and that kind of shot up the Intel stock as well. Yeah, and there's a lot of stocks going up due to like energy stocks going up, anything with like a data center, those type of stocks are going up because again, the demand for AI is high, and I don't see it going away for a while. So you see a lot of these companies investing in data centers and energy and things like that. So I feel like the AI boom is starting back up, right? It cooled down for a little bit, but then after the NVIDIA earnings, market kind of sold off a little bit, but then we bounced back up, and then you start to see all these partnerships with NVIDIA and other companies. Okay. It says in fixed income yields, the 10-year Treasury is around 4.14% to 4.15%, having inched upward. Key macro data to watch. So for this week, what you want to pay attention to is what we call the personal consumption expenditures data inflation metric, which is the Fed's preferred inflation gauge, as well as GDP and consumer data. So that's going to be coming out, I believe, Friday. So you want to pay attention to that. That's probably going to move the markets. And if it comes out bad, it's going to be good for the markets, and then vice versa, right? Because we kind of want to see, or personal consumption expenditures. Well, actually, let's see what we get here. Let's see what PCE, what type of metric or what kind of reading do we need to support a rate cut here? Okay, what PC cut? Because I'm thinking, right, if we're trying to stop inflation, um, we were trying to see inflation get to that 2%, so that way we can lower rates. But if PCE is going higher, good question. The personal consumption expenditures price index is the Fed's preferred inflation gauge for markets. The core PCE is what really matters. Here how it ties to rate cuts. Fed's inflation target. So the Fed has a long run 2% target for PCE, and remember, Jerome Powell said he was flexible with this at the Jackson Hole speech that he did. So, and they're focusing more on employment. But nonetheless, it says the Fed has a long run 2% target for PCE inflation. Current levels have been hovering closer to 2.6 to 2.8%. So, supportive PCE level cuts. So, below 2.5% year over year core PCE would be strongly supportive of a Fed cut sooner, since inflation would be viewed as a sustainable path back to the target. And then around 2.6 to 2.8%, still elevated, but is if the trend is consistently downward over several months. And then anything above 3% would not be supportive of a rate cut. So even if we go up a little bit, let's just say we go up to 2.9%, I think it'd still be supportive of a 25 basis point cut. But we definitely don't want to see anything over or at 3%, because then that's going to kind of signal to the Fed that they may need to hold off on this next rate cut. Hey, what's up, Mauricio? Long time no see. Um, okay, so it says other key considerations. It says monthly PCE trend. The Fed watches the 3-month and 6-month annualized rates. If those are running near or below 2%, that's even more supportive. The labor market and growth, we talked about jobs. It says if employment is rising or growth slows, while PCE is trending lower, the Fed will feel pressure to cut sooner. I think that that's way more important. And I feel like we have an ADP report coming out here soon that will give some more insight into job numbers and things like that. But I don't think we're too much dependent on the PCE report that comes out Friday, unless it's over 3%. Because again, remember, Jerome Powell switched his stance and said, we're not going to focus solely on inflation, the 2% inflation target. We're going to focus more on the job numbers. So if it shows that the economy is slowing and people are out of a job, that's going to be more supportive of a rate cut, opposed to just looking at the PCE numbers and saying, okay, inflation is not slowing down. I don't think we are going to need to cut interest rates right now. Maybe we put it on pause. So I don't think we much is relying on the PCE numbers that come out this Friday, but we'll see, right? Hopefully it doesn't come over 3%. Any update on your move to Austin? Been a while since I've been here. Yeah, so I'm going to be moving beginning of next year. I had to push it back. I did renew my lease here for a year, which was in July, but I most likely will have to cut it early. I was actually looking at apartments yesterday in Austin. But yeah, most likely beginning of next year. I just had to take care of some stuff. So, and then I have to go back to it and basically confirm what apartment I'll be moving at. But yeah, hopefully beginning of next year. Can't wait. All right. So what else? Bottom line, for markets share and fully priced in rate cuts, you ideally want to see core PCE prints at or below two. Okay, so we already handled that. All right, so let's take a look at some prices today. Let's take a look at some crypto prices. So Ethereum's at 4,170. So it's pretty much staying it's staying pretty much stable for the most part. It's been bouncing between that 4,100 to 4,200, and Bitcoin has went up a little bit. It's at 113, so it came back up from 111 to 112, and I think September wasn't really a down month. I think if you look at compared to other months, I think it's like plus 4% right now. Obviously, we have, several more days into September, so we can always end up finishing red. But I think we're probably going to stay somewhat in this like consolidated phase, and then we're going to go up the next leg up in October. Historically, October is a really bullish month for crypto. So, yeah, I think that's going to be the case. But right now, there's really not much action going on. But I think things are going to heat up pretty quickly. From my recollection of altcoin season from 2020, 2021, and 2017, you really don't get a chance. Like you really need to have your positions already there. You don't really get a chance to enter in. So that's why I don't think this is why I don't think we've seen prices move slowly up, because I think it's going to be a real aggressive move to the upside, like a 3 to 4x for most altcoins. I think that's what's going to happen, and it's going to really lock people out to where they won't be able to get in to these prices that we see today. I think that's probably most likely going to happen in October, and then once people get locked out, I think it's going to be a continuation in October, going into November, and probably finish up the bull market in December, going into the beginning of 2026. All right, cool. So let's see what else. What else? What else? Yeah, that's pretty much it. We went over the market. That's what you have to look forward to. The PCE numbers coming out Friday, and then just keeping up with prices in crypto and things like that. I think we're just we'll probably get more action next week, and we'll see where the market's going to be heading after we get this economic data that comes out Friday. All right, let me play a few games of chess, and that'll be it for the day. Oh, darn it. Gave him a free piece. Darn it, darn it, darn it, darn it. That was my bad. I think I can hold off the game, though. Darn it. I think I might win this one. He's moving kind of slow here. There we go. Perfect. Uh-oh. I won this one, buddy. He could have taken that. All right, let's do one more. Oh, wow. That was terrible of me. I'd do one rematch. You probably left. I wasn't paying attention. I mean, I was. I just didn't see it. Oof. You messed up there. Maybe that. Probably should have waited, huh? Oh my goodness. Just gave it up again. Ah, that was silly of me, man. All right, cool. That's fine. We're still gonna win this. Dude, I've been getting these like scam calls like at least 10 times a day, which is crazy. I think we'd be good. I think I'm up a piece, right? Nope, it's the same thing. But that's checkmate if he doesn't do something. Yeah, that is checkmate. Oh, no, never mind. Actually, he's going to lose a piece somehow. So, figure it out, buddy. Yep, it's checkmate either way. Pretty much it, man. All right, 2 out of 3 is not bad. 2 out of 3 is not bad. All right. All right, guys, that's pretty much it for the day. Not much has happened with the market. Again, we're waiting on this PCE report to come out, see how it affects the market. To me, I think a lot of, especially crypto, I think it's oversold. So we just need to sit back and watch what's going to happen and be patient. But that's pretty much it. I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care.